Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Saturday the 23rd, and it was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, fairly decent time frame, got up, got the dog outside, got her fed, all the good fun that comes with that. Really didn't have anything major going on this morning, so we kind of were a little bit slower getting up and around. Wife had a phone appointment. She had to be on, I think, at 9, I think it was 9. I think she had to be out 9. So she got ready for that, and then I headed out, jumped in the hot tub, and then without really thinking about it, she was taking the video call in the bedroom that I was thinking she'd be in the office, but she wasn't. So got out of the hot tub and came back in. I need to get my clothes, so I had to kind of interrupt our meeting a little bit, but not too bad. So I was able to sneak through there real quick, grab my stuff, and then get myself redressed and whatnot. Headed back out, hung out with the dog, chilled out in the morning, playing with her a little bit, just kind of having a good time. And then my wife was heading over to Orlando today to visit her aunt and her husband. She took her father with her, and it was funny because it was last minute. She was like, "Oh, where you want to go?" I'm like, "I was never invited, but yeah, I'm good. I'll stay here." I only had the one dog, so it wouldn't have been that big a deal if I'd went with her. But it was one of those things that I'm like, "Yeah, you guys are good. Go." So they went over there, ended up hanging out with them. He's been in a assisted living facility. I'm not sure exactly what level of care he's in. He had a stroke, 20 years ago plus now or something like that, and has no control of one side of his body. So she ended up during the pandemic, early on the pandemic, somebody T-boned her car and totaled her car out and broke a bunch of her ribs and stuff. So she wasn't able to help move him around the house and get him up and down and that kind of thing, take care of him. So she had a in-house nurse for quite a while, and it was just, she couldn't afford it. So, and she was doing 24-hour care. I don't think she really quite needed that, but it is what it is there. So she went ahead and got him into an assisted living facility somewhat near her that they seem to find pretty good with. And she still goes, I believe, every single day and hangs out with him, helps feed him, all that kind of stuff to basically take care of him. But they help get him in and out of bed, so works better for them in that process. But they got back, they ended up having pork chops. They ate there, and they had pork chops, which is funny because we had pork chops last night. So I told my wife, we're having pork chops tonight when she got back home. She's like, no. I'm like, let's cook Chinese instead. She likes Chinese a lot more. So on the way back, they stopped by a new record shop there in New Smyrna and checked it out. And her father is way into records. It's ridiculous, the obsession he has with that. So she got back home. We got a couple things taken care of, nothing too major. Decided I was going to go ahead and get a couple of things done. I went for a run after hanging out with the dog. On my run, I stopped by, there's a neighbor a few roads over from me that has a nice big shop, has a lift, and actually has two different lifts. One's just for storage, and one's for actual working on cars. And asked him if he'd be interested in, basically let me rent space a while back to work on my Suburban, and he said he didn't have time for it. So I noticed the lift was open, so we stopped in a day and we were chatting a little bit. He said he has a day, maybe two, the lift is open. So if I wanted to bring the Suburban over, we could throw up on the lift, take a look at it, and see if something could knock out in a day or two. And I just don't see it happening that quick with everything going on. Asking a few pointers on what he thinks on how to bleed the new porcine valves and stuff, because I don't really know brakes. So I gave him my card with my information on it, asked him to give it to the guy that does his brakes and see if he'd reach out to me. So now we got two more disposable brake experts that have my information that I haven't heard from yet. So hopefully I'll hear from one of them that wants to take on this project, because I'm about to the point of saying to hell with it, just replacing every single brake line and everything in the truck and starting completely over from scratch. I just hate to do it on the ground. So I don't really want to wait, the minimum 3 months, probably 4 months to get a garage built to do it. Although I've waited 6 months and didn't build a garage because I thought I had another shop doing my work. So yeah, there's that whole process, but it is what it is. So talked to him a little bit, and I told him, man, I hate to tie up your rack and then end up not going to get his project in, because he has a car coming in that he was supposed to have had it a month ago, and they haven't got it to him yet. And he has a hard deadline to get it finished and out, because he's leaving the state in a month. So he doesn't have really much time for the projects. Like I said, he's supposed to have the car up over a month ago and still doesn't have it yet. So I was like, yeah, at least we had an offer to, I only had the day or two is the problem. It's just not enough time, because right now the truck doesn't have any brakes at all, which I can still get it there without brakes. It's not the end of the world to do, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. So got done with that run, got back, got a shower, and then got out of the shower. My wife wanted me to go pick up the Chinese, which I almost always do. So she called it in. I ran out and grabbed it and came back. It was funny. I was getting back to my run, and her father had ordered pizza across the street. And I'm like, hey, what a jerk. You didn't even ask if I wanted anything. She goes, we get pizza without asking him. I'm like, yeah, but he don't give us free rent. Like, what the hell? Like, we're living over there for free. You know, we were kind of laughing about that. So, but yeah, we got some Chinese. We grabbed one of their menus a while back, and we always kind of get the same, like 4 things. So now I'm trying to mark off stuff that we try something different. We'll get like a staple that she likes. Usually it's sesame chicken or like a honey chicken, something like that. And then we'll try other stuff. And we ended up with a beef chow mein this time. It was really good. I liked it. She wasn't as big a fan of it. So we'll put a little mark next to it that says Patrick likes, you know, Karen will eat, you know, as opposed to neither of us like or both of us like. We'll mark that up, and then we'll have a go-to. We can just randomly pick any one of the things with like a green mark next to it, you know, so it'd make life a lot easier when we go to just pick out what we want to eat. So might just like pick a random, like a roll dice, and whatever number the die lands on, that's what we get. Just count down the list until we get to like 7, and that's the 7th one we hit. So as long as we end up with 12 or less things, we'll be able to do that. So that we really truly enjoy. So yeah, knock that out, and then from there, after dinner, ended up heading back outside, hanging out with the dog, just kind of chilling out. It got dark out there, and she decided she was going to like just start going nuts, man. I don't know if she's been without any other dogs to play with for too long or what, but man, she was all kinds of riled up, man. She was barking and running and anything else, and it was dark enough where she ended up digging a hole, which didn't find it until I went to go inside, and she dug a big ass hole, but it was right on the other side of my post. I couldn't see her, so I thought she was just running around barking at stuff. She was barking and digging both, so wasn't real happy about that, but it is what it is. So filled the hole in best I could, watered it in a little bit, and go from there. There's a spot about midway in my patio that I just cannot get grass to grow there at all. There's too many dogs that are beating that area up too much, and I think what I need to probably do is fence it off, seed it in, fence it off, let it grow for a month, maybe 2, before I take that fence off. I just hate that look of a crappy little like snow fence around an area. There's 3 spots in my yard I probably really need to do that with, but I don't know. I just haven't brought myself to do that. I probably need to, so I might make that part of my list of things that needs to be on my list to get done, just to get rid of that. Because when the dirt dogs find fresh dirt, they're much more likely to dig holes than if they have all grass covered. So something I gotta just get over it and just do it. So but yeah, from that, headed back inside after my cigar, watching some YouTube and whatnot, and my wife found a couple cars she really likes. I just don't know, man, it's kind of scary. She found a couple Maserati Gran Turismos, both convertibles, both blue, both 50 grand basically, in that range. But you're looking at 10-year-old cars that are still $50,000 and fairly notorious for mechanical problems. So if I can't find a mechanic who truly knows these Ferrari powered, you know, Maseratis, then I gotta be really leery of it. So if I found a shop that knows what they're doing, he can actually fix it, and has diagnosed it, knows how to do it, I don't mind paying them for it and keeping it running and stuff. The problem is a lot of times you get to a shop that claim they know how to work on it, they don't, and their goal of fixing it is just keep replacing parts until it stops doing what it's doing. And sometimes it's really simple. I saw one of them, the guy had Maserati, was doing all kinds of weird shit. They couldn't figure it out, kept throwing weird codes, couldn't figure it out. Turned out it was because they unhooked the factory radio and put a Dutch market radio in it, and the car wasn't communicating, so it runs to the radio to communicate with like oil pressure sensors and all kinds of shit. So he ended up having to install the factory radio in the trunk just to let the car think that it's hooked up all the time, even though the actual radio on the dash works. So if you don't have a shop that knows what they're doing in that could have been 15-20 grand worth of repairs on shit, trying to replace sensors and all kinds of crap that no matter what is perfectly fine, but you don't know that because he's throwing weird codes. So that's that little simple things of, and unfortunately his shop is in Ohio, and I can't justify shipping a car to Ohio every time it needs maintenance. That's just not a feasible world to live in either. So, but I'm trying to push her more towards like a 65 Mustang, something that's simple, that yeah, shit breaks, but you go, you buy new parts, you put them in, they all work again, as opposed to Maserati where you don't know what the parts are, what it even needs, you don't know how to do it. So because I'm not even certain I would want to even attempt to change oil in that Maserati. I really don't. It's got a lot of crap going on in there that I'm not a big fan of. Where the Mustang, I would have no problem doing general maintenance and all that stuff on that car. So large difference in the process. So, but yeah, who knows? We'll have to see. How's it going? So went ahead. That was pretty much it. We chatted about it. I was like, hey, if you want it, get it. If, you know, because up until now, there's really been nothing that she's felt excited about. So, and I'm like, hey, if you're excited about something, I don't give a shit. I'll drop the money on it. So that's what will make you happy. I just know we got to set aside, I'm guessing, a few $100 a month probably for eternity to make repairs on that car. So, which if she's happy with it, I'm willing to pay that. It'd be no different than making a car payment. It's just we make it payments to ourselves because we don't do car payments. So, but yeah, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.